Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Before we continue, vile huwa tunafanya, hakikisha umelike the video. Nimegundua wakati mwingine mna watch mkisema mta like alafu mnasahau. Si kwa ubaya, nimechukua wakati huu kuwakumbusha. Ukiendelea kuwatch, hakikisha umelike the video. Thank you so much for that like. Kenyans, you will not believe what Moses Kuria has leaked. And he is now alleging, saying, the fact that the Trump administration admitted during the special UN session on Haiti that MSS lacks a broad mandate backed by a strong UN resolution is just a tip of the iceberg. Ambassador Meg Whitman literally ruled Kenya for 2 years. The Haiti misadventure was one of the many personal decisions that she took. Antony Blinken was helpless in her wake. Kenya will continue paying the price for terrible Meg's reign of terror for a long time to come. Rest in peace, Benedict Kabiru and 2 fallen comrades. Ladies and gentlemen, Moses Kuria is saying that the former ambassador of US to Kenya, Meg Whitman, ruled this country for 2 good years. In other words, William Ruto was not the man in power. And I have a conclusion that even the 2022 general election, William Ruto never won election. He was supported with such kind of individual that Moses Kuria is now alleging, the former US ambassador, Meg Whitman. You saw her taking a serious role in the last general election. She even went ahead, said that Kenyan election was free and fair. And then we asked Meg Whitman, the former ambassador, you are telling us that our election was free and fair. And according to us, we are like, no, this election was not free and fair. But she was insisting that the election of Kenya in the year 2022 was the freest election that can be verified. Then we asked Meg Whitman, what are you saying? You saw even Raila clashing with Meg Whitman in a certain devolution conference in Western. Today, Moses Kuria is telling us it is Meg Whitman, the ambassador of the US, who was the governing or controlling this country. These are not my words. These are words of Moses Kuria. That Ambassador Meg Whitman literally ruled Kenya for 2 years. 2 years. And that is why everything, chochote, William Ruto alikuwa anafanya, it was on the benefit of the people of the US. Remember then, the president was Joe Biden. You saw how William Ruto was welcomed in a state visit to US. Meg Whitman portrayed William Ruto as a king in the US. All along, it was Meg Whitman was our president then. Then we asked ourselves in some questions we had then, why was William Ruto so determined to send our police officers in Haiti, yet we had crisis in North Rift, bandit killings? William Ruto had no power, but Meg Whitman had power. The truth be said, Kenyans, in the last general election, we had foreign forces yenye ilikuwa behind William Ruto's declaration as a winner. They never wanted Raila Amolo Odinga. Because they had their purpose and they had their agenda to be fulfilled at the end of the day, they had no option making Raila Odinga to be the president. And that is why I've always opined in this channel. There's now a gap in between William Ruto and the Donald Trump's administration. And this time around, if we are careful, William Ruto is going to be one term. Because truly, if Joe Biden could have defended his seat, remember, Donald Trump, Joe Biden never defended his seat. So today, if Joe Biden had defended his seat, today, tungekuwa tunakontroliwa bado. The reality be told. Na ndio maana mara kadhaa umeona hata Yoweri Museveni, the president of Uganda, he has been so little on these foreign countries and West countries that any decision that is being made, it takes the people of Uganda or the government of Uganda. But our country even today asks William Ruto, why did you make a decision of taking our police officers in Haiti? Then you sit and relax, you see or listen to the replies of William Ruto. You will be shocked, Kenyans. You will be shocked. So Kenyans, according to me, I'm so convinced that in the last 2 years, immediately after election, this country was being governed by several forces outside the country, and it was not William Ruto. And that is why we had a finance bill that was favoring those forces. We had some proposals, governance, that was favoring those individuals. When the youths came and said, we are not going to accept such kind of forces, and the demonstration stormed the streets, we heard the Gen Z saying, enough is enough. You saw even Meg Whitman, the ambassador of US, resigning. She resigned. She was not called. She resigned because of the heat she saw. And by the way, most of the time, you could see Meg Whitman defending William Ruto most of the time, moving from one TV to the other, one radio station to the other. Then I ask myself, who is Meg Whitman? Is just a mere ambassador from US. Why is she controlling everything? Some questions that the president should answer, she's answering. Then I'm asking, oh wow, this is where we have reached as a country. Because you cannot convince me all along, it is Meg Whitman that has been governing this country since the 2022 general election. Then you want us to sit pretty again to continue having such kind of leadership. I knew it. I knew it. And that is why even a certain video I analyzed here, I asked you Kenyans, are we having a president called William Ruto or a president called Meg Whitman? At that time, he lectured Kenyans in a certain devolution conference in Western, in front even of Raila. That William Ruto is anointed. Who would say that? By the way, it is not God who anoints. It is us who elect, then God anoints. Are you getting that? And that is why God has his role, and us as Kenyans, we have role. And by the way, there's no day I will come out and blame God. Oh God, you gave us William Ruto. No, God never gave us William Ruto. It is us who gave ourselves William Ruto. And that is why all along, you could see William Ruto behaving as a mere president who doesn't have any strength. How then are you going to convince me that even today, William Ruto is the President of the Republic of Kenya. Not really. Not really. And that is something that you can take to the nearest bank. I'm shocked if Moses Kuria is now seeing that we had another president called Whitman, who was deciding whether our police officers should be taken to Haiti, whether William Ruto should ensure the finance bill to be passed or not. It was Whitman. Several issues and agendas. Some activities, you could see Whitman standing strong and saying, okay, this is our decision, as if she was the president of the Republic of Kenya. So the statement of Moses Kuria has approved. I might not agree with Moses Kuria, but this is the truth and pure truth. In the last 2 years, when we had Ambassador Whitman, she was controlling this country the way she wanted. And that is why she lectured us that all election was free and fair. Come on. Why was she resigning then? What do you think, guys? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Till we meet in another video.